sounds like war. The legend grows, can't ignore. Laugh or cry, take your stand. Phil's got the mic and he's in command. Lights go down, the crowd ignites. Chaos reigns on Monday night. Suck it, Phil, feel the fire burn. Ripping through the night, no return. Raise your fists, let the madness flow. This is war, welcome to the show. Lightning strikes, baseline growls, shaking lights. No escape, no retreat. Monday's wrath, feel the hate. Suck it, feel the fire burn. Ripping through the night, no return. Raise your fists, let the madness flow. This is war, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Suck it, Phil. The crowd screams loud.
Welcome to the show.
Yes. Yes.
Tia,
Yes.
when did you get the outfit to dance on the pole?
Oh yeah.
What's
Nobody
that?
wants to see that. No,
I
nobody.
bet that was Tia on the pole.
Nobody wants to see that. Trust me.
No, nobody wants to hear me sing.
Those days
Well,
are
we don't want to
long.
hear NCR sing again. We don't want to hear
Over.
NCR sing again.
Oh, you want me to sing so bad? Don't deny it, Phil.
You know, I used
Well,
to
you
have
know
a
what, Diver Dan? Nobody asked you for your opinion.
Exactly.
Diver Dan, behave or you going on the pole.
Hold on.
Your head's going on a stick. As
Hold
a
on, hold
warning to all those who denigrate the theme song.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm writing this down. I'm writing this down for schedule. Okay. We're gonna move Cinnamon from day shift and put Diver Dan on days.
Becca.
Hey, Becca.
Becca,
Hey,
how
Becca.
many
Hey,
days do
Becky.
you want him on day shift, Phil?
What's that?
Put him
How
on
many
top.
days do you want Diver Dan on day shift? Because I'm moving Cinnamon to afternoon.
5 days a week. 5 days a week.
Okay, so 5 days starting next week. All right. He's got
Toilet
the worst
duty.
shift.
Toilet duty.
He's got worst shift. He's got day shift. He's got opening.
Yep. He's got the day chef because there's like nobody there. There's nobody there except for the really degenerates. Well, how was everybody's Monday?
It was a Monday.
It was
good. It was warm again. I hate that.
Took a nap
Yeah.
after work.
I want
It's
fall.
been warm. It's been warm here too.
I
So
want
yeah.
fall. I want cold.
I want goth Christmas.
I want
Does
my
it-
windows open.
Okay.
I
Does
hate-
it really? When you say cold, you're talking like 47.
At night, I would take that. I would take that. I would take high of 67, low of 47.
Okay, cold.
365.
67 is cold.
Okay.
Not to me.
Okay, Gia, how about this offer? How about this offer? High of 30, low of 1.
I've had that too. I've had 90 below wind chill factor.
Yes.
I've had it. I've
Yeah.
lived it.
How about Chili moves to your town for the winter?
Ooh.
I'll throw muffins on him.
Yep.
He's not going to do nothing to me.
Done.
He's a baby. Eat my shorts, lady.
So So I have to ask, if he's a baby and you're going to be throwing muffins at him, would you be throwing full-size muffins or mini muffins?
No, the packaged regular muffins, chocolate chip and banana
I, I, I
nut.
I get
They
that,
hurt.
but I'm asking, are you throwing the full-size muffins or the little bitty mini muffins that you give a
No,
kid?
full size muffins.
Yep. Gia wants to live in a mall. I agree,
I,
tomatoes.
we don't even have those anymore. We're all
You don't have a
disappearing.
mall?
Now,
No, they got.
I'll bring a stick and we can treat him like a pinata.
Well, we had one close by, and they closed all the stores. It went into. It got sold. It went into bankruptcy. It got sold again. They leveled it, and now it's mixed use.
But
Mixed
touche.
use.
If we
Yeah,
turn
so
Chili
it's-
into a pinata, instead of candy, he's only going to drop trifolds and 5A cop cards.
So useless shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's housed at condos, and strip stores, strip mall stores, mixed use, common area, lots more traffic, just what we all wanted.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't been to a mall in probably 10 years. I don't shop. I'm not a shopper. Really, I'm not a shopper. If I need something, I'll look it up online and order it. I won't go for
Right.
the endless. I won't go for the endless pursuit of this one item. It's nonsense to me.
Now,
I want less shit, not more shit. Let's just put
I
it
go
that
to
way.
the mall because of the candy store.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me.
Lollies
I
and
am
pops.
still working on your care package, touche.
Oh, okay.
I had to talk to my candy shop guy because I'm trying to get local candies.
Now, Gia has suggested a bit of a goal tonight.
I have.
Yes, you have. 10 super chats of any denomination to go for new carpeting for Jim.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. That carpet's gonna kill him.
Hey, Karen!
Karen.
Apparently, Karen
Hey,
wants
Karen.
to. Apparently, Karen wants to work a shift. NCR.
Okay. Hold on. Let me check the schedule here.
Do we have any near primetime slots available?
Let's see.
Fridays on payday.
Looking at the schedule for next week, we can move Sparkle and Glitter to the 10 o'clock shift,
Okay.
and then
Good
we
choice.
can
Good
have.
choice.
Then we're going to have to move somebody from the 9 o'clock shift for Mrs. Tom. How do you feel about giving Crystal and Cristal the day off?
Well, is that Crystal with an I or Crystal with a Y?
Crystal with an I and Cristal with a little
Yeah.
sparkle at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if it's the Crystal with an I, that's fine. The Crystal with the Y is one of our top earners.
Okay, let's move that. We got that. Is there a preferable song you would like? Something from the 1980s?
Mrs. Tom, I'm sorry, it wasn't Mrs. Tom. It was Karen. It was Karen. It was Facebook Karen.
Oh.
Do you have a strip song you would like to use?
I know one.
Oh, what?
Olivia Newton-John sings it.
We can't do that one. That is Bunny's, and she is very, very particular about that.
Very particular.
I don't want to deal with another headache over that in HR. Okay.
Yes.
And the booker and the HR department for Phil's theme song is just.
Gia came down hard on us for that one.
What about she works hard for the money, so your bed she's right.
Brick House. She would like Brick House.
Okay, Brick House.
Or she's a bad mama jamma. That's a great song.
Bad
Oh,
Mama Jama.
All right.
God.
So let me see if I got this down right. Next Friday, Facebook Karen, 9 o'clock shift. Brick House. Now, do you want strobe or gel lights? Because that's highly important.
Hello, Gothic.
Hey, Gothic.
Hey, Gothic.
You know what? Let's just go with gel light. Gel light.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Starting to weird me out now.
Yeah, we should do a duet on stage.
No, thank you.
Well, actually, no. Here's the funny thing. All right, because I play guitar and I play bass. I'm rusty as hell. But back when I was more in practice, I would always go to Guitar Center, and I would always see the same dude in there buying strobe light bulbs and gel lights. So I asked the clerk, I'm like, why is he always buying the same stuff like every 3 or 4 weeks? He's like, oh, because he works at a strip club and he has to replace the lighting almost every month.
There you go. She wants Joe.
All right, gel light it is.
Now, I will admit that there used to be a bar in Redmond, Washington. Went there with a bunch of friends because a band we know was playing there. And I got in the cage completely sober next to the stage and danced in it. And it took my friend 2 buckets to climb in with me. And I'm sober. I am sober.
But no, like the overlap on buying like speakers and lighting for clubs always goes through like Guitar Centers. It's the weirdest thing. You would think they would have a catalog to order that stuff from, but no, a lot of
Right.
the Guitar Centers.
Right.
You'd think they'd order in bulk off Amazon.
You would think that too, but like I get getting the filters. That's usually harder to find if you need them. But yeah, like the industrial like strobe bulbs that you would need for like a. You can get regular standard ones over at Walmart, or Target, or stuff like that. If you want like the long, like fluorescent, those ones are always at Guitar Center.
Everyone on panel except for Touche is sober, Cicero. And possibly Gia. She's working her way up there.
I'm drinking a glass of wine.
I
Yeah.
may or may not be inebriated.
I'm having Minute Maid lemonade. That's it.
Uh-huh.
Nothing in it.
What is
Mike,
sober? Like no booze at all? No
Mike's,
booze?
Mike's, Minute Maid lemonade.
Sober, who would
No,
be here?
no.
Who
But I will say the
would,
last
who would be here sober? That's a
Exactly,
very,
got the
that's a good
exactly,
point.
exactly.
the
We have
last
Who in their
we're
right
hitting our
mind?
target audience. We're hitting our target
the
audience.
last 2 times I had drinks was when my son's health went bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
we
sorry.
advertise in the wine department at Ralph's.
Yeah,
Come watch our show tonight.
yeah. Speaking of supposedly sober,
Are you talking about the person who decided it was a cop's house because he saw a blue line flag on Google?
no. We have a Sovset in Judge Perkins' courtroom, and this comes from Old Squishy Gardner, and wants the case dismissed because they have
Shocking.
the wrong person. They've arrested the wrong person.
Ms. Gray.
I love this judge.
Gray, I'm ready whenever your client is ready, Mr. Baldwin.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You heard me about the license though, correct?
Yes,
It's set for a, it's set for a jury trial, is that tomorrow?
yes, Your Honor. The prosecutor has stipulated to dismiss all cases. So the dismissal for the driver's license would have to be for best interest of justice.
Well, I know some, I don't
Make
know
that
if it's
clear.
the best interest, I don't know if it's the best interest of justice. I don't know if that's the case.
Okay.
No,
What about prosecutorial discretion?
no, it's not about that. It's not about that. It's about, what it's really about is this essentially what I consider sovereign citizen stuff. You know, everybody else is taking deals for the same instance, and these sovereign citizens come in here and with no basis in the court's eyes, and they get to go off scot-free.
So
I
had a lengthy discussion with my client about that, and I was not able to, and I made effort to pull up some points, some authorities that I could bring to bear with respect to the issue of jurisdiction, and it just was not cognizable to me. And after having,
You're meaning on the court not having
I think, but
jurisdiction?
after having discussed with the prosecutor about it,
Pardon me?
well, she was under an impression that the court had to prove jurisdiction, and I just indicated that the court, it was not necessary for the court to prove anything, but the court would at its discretion accept what it felt had been proven. And the most relevant thing I think with respect to that is that my client has previously had a Michigan driver's
Judge, we didn't go back
license.
on the
I'm
record.
sorry to know that.
No, we're just talking off the record. We're breaking up a little bit. Mr.
Yeah, I'm glad to have this discussion off the record too, Judge. So, I really don't have a argument as to jurisdiction. I don't think my client was very helpful with respect to that, and she needs to have a revisit to that type of material,
I don't know if
because
that's gonna
it's quite clear to me that
Okay, so the woman has had a Michigan driver's license. It's suspended.
Isn't that
So-
when the ghost stops did?
So yeah, so she's decided to go, full subset here because she doesn't have a Michigan driver's license currently. Instead of doing whatever's necessary to get her license back, she's just decided, you know what, it's crap and I don't need it. Now Perkins, having heard all of this many, many times, has decided, you know what, I'm not gonna let the prosecutor drop this case.
there is.
any of the other ones any good, because they're open on, and I'm just gonna start treating those cases a little bit differently now.
Because then they think they're white.
Right, and that's his point, right? His point is, you guys, the prosecution drops these cases, yet everyone else has to, do this stuff, and these people don't because you're not pursuing it, and I'm just not taking this deal.
And they think they're white and they're telling everybody, hey, do this.
Right.
And it's sweating.
Because they dropped the case. And so Perkins is now going, you know what? I've had enough of it.
Yep.
I understand completely your frustration.
There's gotta be some fairness in it, and
Yeah.
I don't see any fairness in that.
Well, we all need to be accountable for our behaviors. Ms. Graves, are you there? Can we get started?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
This is the city of Detroit. versus Destiny Graves. Case number is SP-106-9059, counts 1 and counts 2. SP-172-47881, SP-172-4805, counts 1, 2, and 3. SP-172-48361, appearance for the record, please.
Good morning, Harry Bachman, P55052 on behalf of the defendant. Would you, ma'am, state your name for the record?
Yes, my name is Destiny Raven Graves. That's capital D, lowercase ESTINEY dash capital R, lowercase AIVYN, colon, capital G, lowercase RAVES.
So,
Judge,
sir,
this is matter set for final pre-trial. We have this for jury
why do
trial
you have
tomorrow.
such cute
Having
eyebrows?
discussed
Why?
this
Why are they so cute? Why?
with the prosecutor, is the agreement of the parties that the instant cases would be dismissed. Now, my client has valid registration and insurance, Your Honor, so we would ask that those matters be dismissed for compliance. The remaining issues, as the court note, is that the defendant does not have a valid driver's license.
Okay, so she's got valid registration and valid insurance. The issue is she doesn't have a valid driver's license.
Aren't they going to eventually cancel insurance because of that?
I would think so.
Aren't they all tied together?
Depending on
Usually,
the
yeah.
state, some states check it regularly, others just random.
Don't they
Yeah.
at renewal check you again
Yes.
or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would ask the court to dismiss that case on the basis of prosecutorial discretion. The defendant understands that would be all of these dismissals today are based on technicalities and are without prejudice, and therefore it is the discretion of the prosecutor whether or not they wish to recharge these counts at any time in the future.
Technicality?
And it's the court's discretion on whether the court wants to accept that as a that offer that the prosecutor has extended. And as I was talking off the record, the court doesn't see really any fairness in these sovereign citizens being able to come in and proclaim that. The court has seen no basis for it at all whatsoever. The rest of the individuals are required to either get a valid driver's license, or the court extends those offers or accepts those offers when individuals come and rectify the situation after the fact, which the court doesn't have to do, but does that routinely when people go and drive and get a valid license. So I'm not going to accept the plea of the city attorney, city attorney's office in the because essentially, I don't know, because they don't want to fight the matter or something. It's going to have to go because I don't think it's fair to the rest of the citizens that come in here, and if they don't have a valid license or can't get a valid license, to resolve their matter with some sort of deal, but have Ms. Graves and the rest of the sovereign citizen nation come in here and they get their cases dismissed just because I don't know the reason in particular, but what I would surmise is that they just don't want to deal with it. So I'm not going to accept all. We can
Understood, Your Honor. May I make a clarification that actually the defendant made to me with respect to the sovereign citizen aspect of this argument. My understanding is that this is not that this individual is arguing that. Well, why don't you give some clarification, Ms. Graves, to the arguments you're making that this court doesn't have jurisdiction or has to prove jurisdiction that jurisdiction is not, because you're present in the jurisdiction. Can you tell us why you're not subject to the laws of the city of Detroit when you are a driver in the city of Detroit?
First of all, I thank you for this opportunity to speak. Your Honor, I am here appearing specially, not generally, and I am raising my abatement on Miss Namer. And yeah, that I'm raising my abatement on Miss Namer, and that's it. I'm raising my abatement on Miss Namer.
I don't even understand what that means.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
I don't even understand what you just said or the meaning of what you just said.
I'm raising my abatement on the grounds of misnomer because I've been misidentified in this case, and I'm just pointing out the defect in the case. And I'm aware that misnomer is a very fatal mistake in a case. So I just wanted to point that out in my case.
Is that misnomer? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
All right, so so obviously, what Ms. Graves, what I understand Ms. Graves is trying to say is that they pulled over the wrong person. It wasn't her that was actually driving. If she's saying that I guess that's what she's indicating. I don't know.
And
Maybe
why
you
is
can
she
clarify
there?
that.
Your Honor, respectfully, no, that's not what I'm implying at all. I don't deny that I was not there in the interaction on, that day with the police officer. I'm not denying that at all. I was there and I am present now here as well. What I am saying is that there has been a misidentification between me and another party. I've been misidentified as a corporate fiction rather than a natural person.
Oh my God! Just spit it out.
Lowercase
Honey.
letter.
You're not Artie.
Same
You're
birthday,
not Artie.
same mother, but you used a capital letter.
Right, right. So I was there. I did what they said I did, but they misidentified me
So that's
as a
not me. Yep.
corporate fiction
Yep.
because they use capital letters.
Oh my God.
Well, my job uses capital letters on my paycheck. Does that mean somebody else is getting my money?
Yes. Yes.
Apparently,
Yes.
yes. That means you should not be cashing those
Yeah.
checks.
Fraud.
That's
You've
how
been
they get
committing
you.
fraud. Yep.
That's how they get you, Touche. That's how they get you in their system.
Yep.
Don't accept your paycheck if it's in capital letters under any circumstance. Don't cash it.
If she got a tax refund in all capitals, would she throw it away or return it?
No. She'd take it. Yeah. No.
All right.
Which
So
is
that's the same sovereign citizen stuff, just
Yep.
just doesn't, that's the same sovereign citizens argument in the
Yep.
court's eyes. So I don't, that whole, I'm not a person, I'm a corporation, and I get to be able to travel freely upon this road and without impediment. Listen, this is the state of Michigan, the city of Detroit. The Constitution and the amendments to the Constitution give the state the authority to force individuals on the road to keep for the safety, health, and welfare of its citizens, to have a minimum requirement for them to be able to drive what they and try for the safety of the individuals on this road. So the fact that you feel, or I'm assuming that you feel that you don't have to have this because you're this special entity or whatever claims that you're making, the court does not recognize those claims. Therefore, the court is not going to accept the fact that the prosecuting attorney, or the city attorney in this case, does not want to go forward with it because they don't pretty much, I guess they don't want to take the time. I'm going to force this case to go either to trial, or I'm going to force this case to go to a plea. you have your absolute right to a trial. You have a jury trial set for tomorrow. What we'll do before the end of the court today, we'll have a sidebar with the city attorney, or you can speak with the city attorney, Mr. Baughman, and you can go over that and you can relay the court's apprehension to take this deal to the city attorney and see when they want to move forward, okay? And you can set, we'll give that, we'll at least give that opportunity to set a new date. But that stuff that Ms. Graves
Can I
is
pause for a
speaking
moment?
on, however you want.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I just say something? There is
Sure.
nothing sexier than a black man in a pink shirt. I swear to God. I have stopped men out in public and said, there is nothing sexier than a black man in the pink shirt. And they blush, and then they laugh, and then they thank me. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Dave, for your super chat.
Well, I would love to, do a dearly beloved, except for
Uh-uh.
Perkins is already married.
I ain't going there. No
Yeah,
sharesies.
he's already married. Thank you, Dave, for the $5 super chat. Careful, she's trying all the magic spells and incantations. She might sacrifice a chicken next. Yes, she might. She actually has we'll get to it here in a little bit. She actually has a somewhat sad story. So
Of course she does.
It's nice. It works out in the end. It works out in the end.
Be whatever, however you want to be addressed, Ms. Graves. The court has quite frankly is getting pretty tired of it. All right.
Respectfully,
Let's
Your
pass
Honor.
it.
Yep.
Respectfully, Your Honor, I would like to request evidence that the court does have jurisdiction over my living person and not my
That's not
corporate.
the court. That's not the way the system operates,
Hi,
ma'am. You
sweetie.
need to read the Michigan court rules and educate yourself better. I don't know who's been teaching you this stuff, but quite frankly, the court does not have to give you any jurisdiction. And you challenge jurisdiction. The court says you were pulled over in the city of Detroit. You indicated that you were at the scene. The officer gave you a ticket. That is notice for you to come to court. You set a court date, and therefore you're here now. So other than jurisdiction being that you weren't in the city of Detroit when this offense occurred or these allegations occurred, then the court will hear an argument about that. But as far as anything else other than that, whatever you're speaking on, the court is not going to even entertain that. All right.
But that's not what the
Respectfully,
computer
Your
told
Honor,
me.
my
We
presence
understand, Your Honor.
alone does not equal
All right.
established
I told you I'm
jurisdiction.
not entertaining that stuff. I let you make your record. You've made it many times, and there's a record down here. So either go back in the breakout room and wait on Mr. Baughman to figure out what this trial date is going to be. I'm going to let you be heard, and you can put that to a jury of your peers. All right, and the jury of your peers accept your argument about you not having to have a driver's license and the court not having jurisdiction, then that won't even go to a jury. But if the court will accept your argument about whatever your position is, ma'am, and they find you not guilty, then that'll be the case. But other than that, we're not going to keep going back and forth with this. All right.
Okay, respectfully, Your Honor, I would like to say I will not
Pass the
wait.
matter. No more. Pass the matter. Rejoin the
I just want to
breakout.
make sure that I'm not.
No more. Pass the matter. Rejoin
Judge,
the
may I
breakout.
place the defendant in breakout on 5?
Thank you.
Thank you.
But if they have to get a jury of her peers, where will they get 12 other solid witnesses in Michigan?
On the record, we had a conversation with
In Michigan, they'll just, they'll have 12 random ones show up
broken-
at the courthouse.
Broken system, broken trust is available.
Yeah.
That's not true. I have plenty of work outside of my plumber citizeness.
And
I will be.
Eric Martin, he's available.
Yeah. I'm gonna skip ahead slightly here to the prosecutor when we hear what the prosecutor comes on.
Porn.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. One thing I did want to clarify to the court is that I was not dismissing based on her arguments. I was moving to dismiss for valid documents, Your Honor. And in lieu of the resources that it will take to go to jury trial, that was a bigger consideration. However, the people are ready to proceed. I did offer until Mr.
Is she in a church
Kaufman
or
advised that
something?
she was struggling with housing, which I think makes her an excellent candidate.
What's that?
Is the defendant in a church or something?
Yes, she's in a church. It's
Okay.
actually a women's shelter.
Okay. All right. Now I know I understand. Okay.
And
Okay.
what
Okay.
they had done is they were going to have a jury trial tomorrow. It was going to be at 10 a.m. But she has a hearing for in order to get a voucher for permanent housing. So they're
Oh, okay.
going to
I get it.
set off the jury trial in order for her to get the housing.
Considering she has a child for possibly street court. So I'm open to whatever's in the interest of justice, Your Honor.
Yeah,
May I make
well,
a record?
I understand that you were dismissing for documents and the issue was not having the valid driver's license. That's where the comes up. Go ahead, Mr. Baldwin.
So I spoke at length with my client yesterday or day before yesterday about street court and street justice and about how that would comport to some of her needs. She is
Now, Detroit, if you're unfamiliar with this concept, Detroit has a program that they call street court. And what it is usually for unhoused people can come, and it's out in front of the courthouse, and they have prosecutors and magistrates, and they help people work through their issues. So they'll put them on some kind of deferment for things like driver's license tickets, where they're suspended and there's an ability for them to get their license back. They just have to do certain things, or their car's unregistered, or they don't have insurance. So if they get the documentation to prove that they're in compliance, then they'll simply dismiss the case, giving them a certain amount of time in order to resolve their problem. Or if it's a question of there are fines that are suspending their license or things like that, they can help get those resolved. So that's this idea of this street justice that they're talking about.
currently in a shelter. She has a young son. I think he's 2. And she's also has some needs with respect to employment and quite possibly healthcare that could be in form and prospectively would be met if she would participate in our street justice program. I did mistakenly tell her that it might be a year commitment. I want to make sure that I correct that because Ms. Horn says this is a 90-day turnaround, that the cases and the instant cases would eventually be dismissed once we get Ms. Graves the help that she needs with respect to what we've placed on the record, as well as with respect to getting her driver's license back on track. Then she would be in compliance, Your Honor. I don't know why she
And Ms.
doesn't want to accept that.
But
that
I'm thinking that this one, first of all, I would love to see Ms. Graves be able to get in the street court program and I hate to have her out there with no housing as a small child, but I would think that the street court program, there would be at some point some admission to responsibility. And that is the real issue with
Yeah.
Ms. Graves.
What's she pulling this shit for?
Is
With
not
all
is
her
not
other
one.
issues.
Right.
Why is she doing this? If she doesn't have anywhere to live and she's got a child, why is she complicating it more by doing this? Throw yourself on the mercy of the court and let them help you.
Right. I think somebody convinced her that this was a way to go, and she thinks that this is a right way to
Yeah,
go. And I
yeah,
think it's kind of dawning on her that this is maybe not the
yep,
right thing to
yep.
do.
They only go after vulnerable people because vulnerable people might believe them or
Right,
buy into it. Yep,
right.
yep. It's sad. It's sad.
To take responsibility and articulating time and time and time again. Every time I've seen her, she's articulated the same argument, which a court, like the court describes as a sovereign citizen argument. I know Ms. Graves doesn't term it as that, but it gives all the everything she's saying is the same thing that the sovereign citizens coming from court, coming forward to the court. So I don't know if I can always get Mr. Patel in here, and I will do that if that's necessary. I have no issue with that, but I think moving forward, I think that is going to have to be, she's going to have to change her position or something. I don't know. It seems like she's pretty stuck on that position that she has. So that's one issue. The other issue is that there is brought up to the court about the issue of the complaining witness not being here. It is my policy that on the date of trial, on the date of the final pretrial, all of the individuals are supposed to appear. That goes to Madam Prosecutor Horn's argument of the necessary cost as it relates to bringing a jury in. And to avert that cost, we want to make sure that everything is ready to go. Auguste was not here today. I don't have it written on the file that that's the action that I was taking, but that's not my normal course of action.
Yep.
He's usually here.
The same government she's trying to disavow is trying to help her.
Right.
And if she got to say her names in all capital letters to get help, would she do it? For a place for her son and her to live.
Maybe. I'm gonna skip ahead slightly here because they bring in a caseworker and all that, and I don't want to skip over all that.
Most especially the defendant and the city of Detroit.
Well, I'd absolutely like that. I would like, thank you, Madam.
Here's what the now this guy is a public defender, and I think that this speaks very highly of the public defender's office, especially in Detroit. What he did is he looked into what her issue is and what is holding up her what is making her license suspended, and has a way to get it taken care of so she can get her license, and she's willing to do that. So what they're proposing is that they put off the trial for tomorrow and help her work on getting her license so she can come in compliance. And this is all on this public defender who's doing all of this.
Counselor over at the shelter. I would like that. I would like that as well. But as I just say, from everything I've heard from Ms. Gray, that's not her intention. It doesn't seem as though it's her intentions. Are you willing to do the necessary steps to get a valid driver's license now?
Of course, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. What we'll do is.
Of course I am. Of course I'm willing to take the necessary steps.
Yep.
Now.
All the benefits, none of the responsibilities.
Right. Like,
Yep.
Okay. So
You
now
gonna
that
help
everyone's
me? Yep.
done
But I
all
gotta
of
do-
this
oh,
part.
okay. Yep.
Okay. Yep. I'm willing to do it. Of course I am. Of
Yep.
course I am.
I'm gonna reset this matter for a pretrial date on October the 13th. Congratulations, Ms. Graves, on the housing. And
Thank you. Do you mind telling me what day that is? If
That's a
possible?
Monday.
the 13th
Monday.
is a Monday.
Okay, so we have kind of a happy resolution there on that case, and we had Perkins, who's pretty much admitted, I'm done taking this crap. Which I'm glad. I'm finally glad he's done. You know, usually he kind of humors them and listens to them a little bit, and now he's just finally, you know what, I'm done with this crap.
And more
Now,
judges need to.
yes. So now I got this is I have a, kind of a two-parter. I have a soft set. This comes from Bama Mike. I got a soft set who gets pulled over with a fictitious tag and tries to tell the officers they're in the wrong because they don't know the law. And if they just understood the law, then they'd understand what he's saying. And he's going to sue them. He's going to take their houses and all this other stuff. And then we have what actually happens in court, which is completely different. So I'll play a little bit of this guy's arrest, his traffic stop and his arrest, and then we'll go into the actual court case. And the reason we're going to go into the court case is the judge in this case gives him a beat down on why his argument is complete crap. And it's just glorious.
What's up, Fields?
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm all right, and yourself?
I'm good.
It's still the same situation.
Okay. Do you know why I stopped you?
No, I don't.
Okay. It's because of your license plate.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what is that, if you don't mind me asking?
It's the plate that I put on here. Let it be known that I'm a private entity. This is a private vehicle, not an automobile, and I'm not operating in commerce.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have your driver's license on you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do we have insurance on the vehicle yet?
I just told you it's the same situation.
I don't.
You don't remember?
Sir, I talk to a lot of people, and so I don't quite. I mean, I remember your face. I don't really remember your name or anything like that. So, do you have a driver's license on you?
I have one, but I don't carry it no more because I'm not required to have it.
Okay. Then can I have you step out of the vehicle, please?
Yep.
Thank you.
What am I stepping out of my vehicle for?
So, in the state, so I know you feel the way that you feel, right? And I'm not here to debate that with you right now, but in the state of Michigan, you're required to carry your driver's license on your person while you're driving. If not, it is a misdemeanor. It is called no ops on person.
Okay.
So I'm going to have you step out of the vehicle, please.
And again, that does not explain why I'm stepping out of my vehicle.
Yes, it does, because I'm going to detain you in a pair of handcuffs. So I'm going to ask you nicely one more time to please step out of the vehicle.
So because I don't have my... Maybe I should let you detain me and then sue you for false arrest because you cannot detain
I didn't
me.
say, okay.
You cannot put handcuffs on me because I don't have a license, something that I just went through this with you with.
Okay.
Oh, matter of fact.
You do have it on you. Okay, awesome. That is all I needed.
But you know what? I do want to be detained because we had this conversation before that
I'm
a
not
driver
gonna
license.
So now I have...
So
he wants to be detained.
You want
So,
so he can sue.
I don't want to get out of my car. I don't know why you're asking me to get out of my car. I'm going to let you arrest me because I want to sue you. And now that you have the information and you no longer need to detain me, nope, go ahead and arrest me.
Uh-huh. Itchy brain, itchy brain.
Now, this ties into our earlier conversation about Ray Ass, who does shit because he thinks he's going to get a lawsuit out of it. So this guy wants to get arrested because he wants to get a lawsuit. Okay. Should become a frauditor.
Driver license,
detain you for. So
a driver license, insurance, and plates is not a requirement. I have not committed a crime, so you had no reason to pull me over. And I hope your cameras...
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, I'm going to need a copy of that too.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right. May you please sit back in the vehicle now?
Okay. But you just,
better to
matter of
save
fact,
your
you
money
call me
than
and
to-
call my attorney. Because
Okay. Actually, now that you're out of the vehicle, I'm gonna have you stay out, and we're gonna go to the front of my car. Okay?
For what? Because if you conduct an illegal search and seizure.
I'm not searching nothing.
Okay, so
No, sir.
why am I stepping to the back of my vehicle?
Because
see, you're doing a whole lot of things that's unconstitutional and against the law.
Okay.
So why you have me step out of my vehicle?
Okay. Now we're gonna go this way, please.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Thank you. All right. I'm gonna have you I'm gonna make sure you don't got nothing on you. Okay. So now I'm gonna have you sit right here, please. Thank you. All right. And so just to be clear, you still do not have insurance on the vehicle?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right.
And you said you had me step back here for what now? I had me step out of my vehicle for what now?
So at first you told me that you did not have a driver's license on you, right? Which is a misdemeanor.
And that's a crime for you to have me step out of my vehicle. I committed a crime for you to pull me over, correct?
Your plate.
And that's a crime, correct?
It is the civil infraction. You didn't have a plate on the vehicle. It's an improper plate.
It's improper.
Yes,
so
sir.
The U.S. Supreme Court has not said that I do not need a plate, license, or insurance as long as I'm not functioning in commerce. Is this what you're saying?
Okay, so you have an improper plate on your vehicle, sir.
I'm asking, because see, when I take this into the courtroom and send it to the U.S. Supreme Court to show that y'all are ignoring court rulings, then
Sending it to the Supreme Court.
Yes. Yes, they have time for this. They do.
You're just going to bypass everything and go
Get
straight
rid
to
of
the
all that
Supreme
other
Court.
crap they're talking about, and talk
Why
about
don't he
traffic.
just say he called the FBI? They'll hang up on him.
that gives me more ground to do what I'm going to do legal-wise.
So I'm
asking you, are you voiding a U.S. Supreme Court case ruling?
Do you have a preference on who tows your vehicle?
You want to tow my vehicle? Knock yourself out. Because then I could charge you for that too, because my vehicle is registered as a secure party under UCC-1. So if you want to do anything you want to do what you feel like it.
Okay, do you have a preference on who tows it?
Whoever you want to have tow it.
Okay, so a vehicle to be on the roadway in the state of Michigan must have insurance, okay?
It does.
You told me it doesn't.
No, I'm telling you, this is what you're telling me, that you are voiding a U.S. Supreme Court case ruling. Is this what you're doing?
Do you have insurance for the car?
No, I don't. See, he wrote me a ticket before. He knows this stuff already. He knows that we already have a hearing going on. So this is just compiling on to now harassment. Because we had this conversation once before when we was over there. And you said, yeah, I know, we got to go to court. And there's a reason why they haven't did the hearing yet.
Yes.
He's got a Cadillac.
So I'm asking you, are you voiding a U.S. Supreme?
Well, I don't know. This is somewhere around the early 2000s Escalade, and I don't know if you noticed the condition of it. It's not that great of condition. So
okay.
It wouldn't be worth that much.
Mm.
So it wouldn't really be that hard to.
A lot more than my Audi, though, of course.
Well, no, because you have, a really bad driving record.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right,
yeah,
reverse
right.
cowgirl,
Right.
85 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
God, I'll never live that down. I swear. What, like 2 years ago? I never. Jesus.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. Yeah.
God. Oh, God. I'll take in notes on my life. Yeah.
So the first time that I stopped you, you had a plate on the vehicle. You don't. Now this is a completely improper plate. So that was the reason for the stop.
Did the plate have tags on there? Because you stopped me because the tags was expired. So that, according to you, is that or is that not an improper plate?
This plate right here isn't a valid Michigan plate. So, state of Michigan, you have to have a plate.
And this
registered.
This what I'm showing. This we've already went through before. Okay. U.S. Supreme Court says I do not have to have a license plate, driver license, or insurance to operate as long as I'm not operating in commerce. Did I not show you that ruling?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
So hang tight with my partner, please.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what I can tell you, and I'm not trying to be difficult. I've run into this plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
I've been an officer for 18 years here in Battle Creek, right? Run into this plenty of times. You do have to have a plate on your car. If the car's driving on the road, it has to have insurance. So those are violations. No.
Okay, we're gonna skip ahead to kind of the good part, I think, of all of this, which is
So can you read this for me, please, sir?
Well, so here's
This
what
one I'm trying to get y'all to.
If I pulled up the state law for Michigan that said you have to have your vehicle registered through the Secretary of State and it has to be insured in order to travel on the roadways, would that make any difference to you right now?
No, it wouldn't, because the U.S. Supreme Court has already ruled, and that applies to a vehicle, not an automobile, and they are specific in their language. That's why I asked you to read this. That's why I'm asking him.
In 18 years, I've heard this argument a lot of times. Not once has it ever been overturned. What he's doing, not once has it been overturned at the state level for any case that I've ever been part of, where if somebody's driving without their vehicle registered, and we're talking here in Battle Creek, right?
Okay. Now let me ask you a question, because I do have a copy of you guys' oath and obligation. Are you not obligated to enforce the U.S. Constitution? Did you not take an oath to do that?
I sure did.
Does the U.S. Constitution not state that we are not required to have a license to operate a vehicle? On the words of Congress, that you cannot convert a privilege into a right, or a right into a privilege. Does it not say that in the U.S. Constitution?
So what this boils down to is an interpretation of the wording, and I'm just telling you, this is the instruction that we have through our city attorney, right? This is the courts. We operate here in the state of Michigan, right, under Michigan law.
so this goes on and on and on, and they end up letting him actually pay for a tow to his house instead of impounding his car, which they should have impounded his car. So here he is getting
to your house. I just wanted to tell you, like, if you're going to be driving it again, you probably get pulled over again. I ain't trying to go through this again.
Well, Bailey, between me and you see me, you don't see me. That's what a lot of other officers have been doing. That's what he had been doing till today. Because I had two of y'all behind me this morning. And
I'm not saying that it's for sure going to happen, but I'm saying it's very well a possibility it could happen again.
Okay, because even if I had to take my plate off, right, and even though that the title still, I still have a day to transport or move my vehicle from one place to another place.
When you purchase it?
It's not in my name. I'm just a lien holder on there.
I know.
So I can
All
go.
I'll say is that would work if you bought it today and drove it somewhere, but if you're driving it tomorrow and you say you just bought it and drove it, that ain't gonna work.
I know.
All right.
But I'm saying, listen, I'm very, from our conversation, I'm very well versed with the laws. Well versed. Just because y'all don't agree with what y'all hear, or you guys don't step into the courtroom to find out what actually goes on in the courtroom, like right now, if I was going to a courtroom and one of my brothers is sitting up on that bench, because I'm a third-degree master mason, and so we could clear that courtroom out and y'all never know.
So now he's claiming he's a Mason, and if a Mason's on the bench, they can get it disappear because he's a Mason.
Oh, he said Mason. I thought he said something else.
Nope. He said he's a third-degree Mason.
Yeah, I heard something start with something.
I know, but that's what he said. I'm a third-degree Mason, and if one of my brothers is up on the bench, we'll just close the court and we'll just make this all go away.
What's going on in that court? And just because there's no ruling or proof of it, that don't mean that it didn't take place.
All right.
So, like I said, I respect you to the utmost. You didn't give me no problem, no harassment. He wanted to be a dick, told my vehicle, like I said, this is not the first time, because you don't like the fact that I know something that you know that I know, and you don't want to acknowledge it. You don't want to answer questions that's now you out in public, that's going to be made public, because when I get a host of the recording, I'm most definitely putting it on TikTok, YouTube, every place.
Okay.
Create a even bigger.
You got a channel?
Not yet.
All right.
I use my my commercial account on certain accounts. Even if I put it on there, I saying but whatever I put on there, there's nothing that can be done about it because it's covered under the freedom of speech. So if I put you guys on here doing this traffic stop, illegally violating my constitutional rights.
You can post it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't arguing that. We get people post stuff. We get posted all the time. Yeah.
Okay, so that's that one. No, so that's his car getting towed. And there he is. He's a big man. He's a Mason. They don't know the laws. He's going to get all of this overturned. He's going to take it to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court. So now here is his court hearing.
Tina.
Okay, well, I
What was that?
Hi, Tina.
Oh, hey, Tina. Glad you're here.
see what
I've heard your argument.
So, there will be no further arguments because
This comes from old Squishy Gardner.
People of the City of Battle Creek versus Roosevelt LaShawn Williams. Is that your name, sir?
that is my name.
Basically, what happens is you were issued one citation. It had 2 violations listed on it. So it became 2 different cases, one with an A and one with a B at the end. But we have one informal hearing scheduled for both of those.
Oh, yay. Seems like we got tub time with Tina. Yay. Wonderful.
Those cases because they both
Tub
arise
Time
out
with
of the
Tina is
same
one of my best
transaction, so to
sponsors.
speak.
Have you seen what they did to
And
that bathroom,
I guess,
man?
Officer Kellums, is there anything
Not
before
of
I
all the
begin?
hell.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Beautiful. Wonderful job.
No, sir. All right. Mr. Williams, you're here because you were issued a citation. And in each of those 2 cases, so for each of those violations, you have 3 possible responses to the citation. You can first admit responsibility, be assessed the fines and costs, and be done with it. You could, as a second option, admit responsibility with an explanation, hoping that the explanation would cause the court to decrease the fines and costs a little bit. Or you can deny responsibility and have your hearing. It's my understanding that as to both cases, you wished to deny responsibility. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Well, here's how the hearing works. First of all, I guess I should read the citation. In the case ending with the letter A, it's alleged that back on November 19th of 2024, you were over at Fountain Street near Meacham Avenue in the city of Battle Creek, and you were issued a citation for not being able to provide a proof of insurance. This is a civil infraction. If you were found responsible, all other things being equal, the court would assess $125 fines, costs, and fees. It is a 0-point ticket. And in the second case that ends with the letter B, that same date, time, and place, you were issued a citation for having an expired registration plate. That is also a civil infraction. It is also a 0-point civil infraction. If you were found responsible, all other things being equal, the court would assess $110 fines, costs, and fees. So first question, is that the ticket or the 2 cases that you thought you were appearing about, Mr. Williams?
It is.
Okay, and same question to you, Officer Kellums?
Yes, sir.
Very good. In every civil case, the plaintiff has the burden of proof, and in a case like this, that burden of proof is called by a preponderance of evidence.
Only question I have is, will the laws of the U.S. Supreme Court be applicable, and the federal statutes and definitions of motor vehicle and automobile be applicable in this proceeding?
They are the state of Michigan laws that will be applicable.
Okay. The other question is, are you already not bound by U.S. Supreme Court rulings?
Every court is bound by relevant Supreme Court rulings.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
not
Well,
quite sure.
Oh, he
I'm not
thinks
sure
he's got
why
it
you're
in the
asking that, but
bag.
that's okay.
Yep.
All right. So if you would both raise your right hands. Very good. All right, Officer Kellums, if you would begin, please.
So on November 19th, 2024, I was on patrol for the Battle Creek Police Department when I observed the vehicle that Mr. Roosevelt was driving. I observed that it had expired tags on the vehicle. I then conducted a traffic stop on Fountain Street near Meacham Ave. Found Mr. Williams to be driving the vehicle, where I issued him the citations. When speaking with Mr. Williams, he could not provide insurance, and his tags were expired.
Okay. Do you happen to know when they expired?
I do not off the top of my head, sir.
Okay. What made you think they were expired? The wrong color and the wrong year on the plate itself, or some other
Yes,
thing?
sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Did Mr. Williams say anything to you during the stop about having insurance or not having insurance, or anything about the tags on the plates, anything like that?
He informed me that he did not have to have insurance due to that he was traveling, and to drive a vehicle, you don't have to have insurance. Something regarding Supreme Court. That's about all he said.
Okay. All right. Do you want me to consider anything else at this point, Officer Kellums?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Williams, could you hear Officer Kellums' testimony?
yes, I heard his testimony.
Very good. Thank you for your patience. What do I need to know, sir?
Okay, I did inform Officer Kelly that I am not operating a motor vehicle, but I am operating an automobile. I did inform Officer Kelly of the ruling of Rodriguez v. Ray Donovan, U.S. Department of Labor, 769 Federal 2nd, 1344, where the U.S. Supreme Court's decision has ruled that all codes, rules, and regulations are for government
yeah.
authorities only and not for human creators.
That has nothing to do with traffic law.
Okay, so we're talking about this before the show. Okay, I actually looked up this case, right?
I snorted. Okay, go ahead.
So here's what this case has to do with, right? Sherwood Rodriguez worked for the Federal Home Loan Bank Board. He was a bank examiner, and he was fired. He was fired by the Secretary of Labor, which was Raymond Donovan at the time. This was in somewhere in the 80s, 70s or 80s. He filed a workman's compensation claim.
Oh my God.
He challenges the termination of his workman's compensation benefits, contending that he had been deprived due process because the district court dismissed his claim for lack of subject matter jurisdiction on the basis that Rodriguez had failed to exhaust his available administrative remedies. So that's the case. Has nothing to do with driving.
Wow.
Has nothing to do with the Department of Transportation. Has nothing to do with Michigan. Has nothing to do with anything other than a workman's compensation claim at the federal level.
Shocked. I'm shocked.
And what the court ruled was that the district court, when they claimed that they lacked subject matter jurisdiction, they were wrong. They actually can have jurisdiction. They simply didn't go through the process to work out whether they actually wanted to exercise it or not. And that as far as they hadn't actually taken into consideration whether all of the administrative processes had been exhausted or not, because they ruled on the jurisdiction issue. So the Supreme Court reversed the lower court's ruling, and remanded it back to the lower court to consider these issues. So none of what he said is in this case at all.
Oh my God.
In accordance with God laws, all codes, rules, and regulations are unconstitutional and lacking due process.
right, I'm going to interrupt you just for a second. Are you telling me that a case at 769 Fed Second 1344 indicates that all laws are unconstitutional?
All codes, rules, and regulations. Yes, sir. Rodriguez v. Ray Donovan. And if I'm
Well,
not
and
mistaken,
you said that was Department of what?
U.S. Department of Labor.
Okay, U.S. Department of Labor doesn't publish decisions in the Fed Second. Um,
Okay,
can you
that
tell
is
me a little
incorrect.
bit more about the case? What was that issue in the case?
It was regarding what we're discussing here, the requirements of a driver's license and the need when it's required to have one, stating that when you're not operating commerce, to which I informed the officer that I am not operating commerce as stated in USC 18 USCA 31 paragraph A6 states that a motor vehicle, the term of motor vehicle meaning every description of carriage, contrivance, propelled or drawn or mechanical powered and used for commercial purposes. This is what Title 18 USCA Section 31A6 states or defines as a motor vehicle, to which I am not operating in commerce. I'm not
For
using.
the purposes of that particular chapter of the United States Code, it would not control what happens in terms of the Michigan legislature defining in Chapter 257 what a motor vehicle is, and an automobile
Right.
under Michigan law is a motor vehicle. But okay, continue.
Right, it's a motor vehicle, which is described as anything, even by the Michigan compliance statute of 751, which you just stated, is determined as something that's transporting goods, which I'm not transporting goods.
I understand your position, and I can tell you that that position doesn't happen to be legally correct. But go ahead.
So you're basically stating that there's a misinterpretation of what's in black and white.
No, I'm telling you that you have misinterpreted the application of 18 USC 31A6 and 769 F second or Fed second 1344.
Okay,
But
well, I see where
I've
this
heard
is
your
going.
argument.
So there will be no further arguments because I see that you're not going to agree to, because like I said, I've given it to you, the cases where they're like Shapiro v. Thompson, where the U.S. Supreme Court has said that a driver license is not a requirement, that you're trying to convert a right into a privilege, to which is covered by Article 1, Section 8, to which
I'll ask you this. Is that right, the right to travel?
that is a right to travel, convey, however you want it, by the U.S. Constitution.
What you just told me was that somehow but regardless, am trying to convert a right into a privilege. Now, the question I have for you is what right has been converted to a privilege?
My right to freely travel
Okay, very good.
and
Now,
unfettered.
I will ask you this. How is your right to travel removed by receiving the citation?
By trying to require me to have a license to operate a automobile, which is my private vehicle.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want me to consider?
No, sir.
All right. Well, I can tell you this. The Michigan motor vehicle laws, including the laws that require you to carry insurance, that require your vehicle to be registered, and require that registration to be current, do not run in violation of any right to travel under the Constitution or the United States Supreme Court decision that you have cited. In fact, Michigan courts have held that essentially the right to travel means the right for you to move from A to B, not the right for you to travel from A to B under your most convenient way. So you
Yep. Hoof it, baby. Hoof it.
Hitchhike.
Hit the road in your shoes. Hit it.
Put your thumb up and hitchhike.
Isn't this great? Like this
Spot
guy's just
on.
laying it out.
Spot on. Go hoof it. Go wherever you want to go. Just don't put me in danger, you dumbass.
Right, right. So, because this is always what their argument
Yep.
goes down to, right? You're interfering with my right to travel. Well, no,
Yep.
they're interfering with the way you're choosing to exercise that
Right.
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 And
Yep.
my argument
Which,
again, would you get on a plane knowing that the pilot goes, "Oh, I have the right to travel. I don't have to have a license to fly a plane." Would you
Yep.
get
right?
on the plane?
No,
Would you want to be on a plane near that plane?
it's just
Can
like
I point?
there was a judge one time who somebody was trying to represent themselves, and he goes, would you do your own brain surgery?"
Yep.
Can I
And the guy
point
goes,
something out here?
"Well, no." And he goes, "Then why do you think you should represent yourself in court?"
I have to point this out because it is just straight the best pause screen ever. Look at the judge. He has
Huh?
got that stern look of a principal scolding
Yes.
a child.
Right.
The soft sit has got that like, oh man, he blew away all my arguments.
Right.
But then the cop has just got that chin, like I'm the quarterback. This is my yearbook pose.
Yep.
You just have to accept it.
The cop's
that
face
tall
looks like, dude, you're gonna eat crow.
Right.
He's
He's
like, I'm
like,
that tall drink
I
of water
tried to
for
tell you
Gia.
this on I tried to tell you this on the side of the road. You didn't want to listen.
But it's more like he's the tall drink of water for Gia.
Yes.
That's hey.
But she has her skater.
I do.
She has a badge bunny.
I need my skateboard.
My skateboard.
You could walk from point A to B all you wanted. You could take a taxi or an Uber or
Yep.
a plane or a train or a bus. But if you wish to travel by using a motor vehicle, the Michigan laws are applicable and don't unconstitutionally interfere with the right to travel. It doesn't convert the right to travel into a privilege. You are not denied the right to travel. You may be denied the privilege of traveling via a motor vehicle that you are operating. So
Okay, so
I know.
that is what the law says, and that's what I'm finding. Is there
Okay,
anything else you
so
want me to consider about that finding?
Shuttleworth v. Birmingham, US 147. Do you mind telling me what the US Supreme Court ruled in that?
US 147 doesn't give me the site of a case. That's an incomplete site of a case. Okay.
It was Shuttle.
And if you wish me
I
to
said
consider the case,
Shuttleworth.
why don't you tell me what was at issue in the case
I
and what year it
love
was
this
decided?
judge.
I said Shuttleworth v. Birmingham, US 147, 1969, where it
Okay,
says
hold
no
on. US
license.
147 is not a complete cite. The way you cite to a case is by name and then volume number and then the name of the publication and then the page number. So, for instance, when you said 769 Fed Second 1344, what that means is volume 769 of a book or volumes called The Federal Reporter, second edition, at page 1344. So when you're asking me about this most recent case that you've talked about, what you said was US 147, I think. That's not the citation to a case. So you're going to have to tell me more about that case. Who were the parties to that case and what issue was before the Supreme Court in that case?
Okay, so you didn't hear me cite the name of Shuttleworth v. Birmingham?
I heard you say the name. That doesn't tell me what, that's not a complete cite of the case.
All right. Do you not have the documents that I filed when I filed to say that I want to have an informal hearing? The affidavit that writes that my
there are documents that have been scanned into the court that you dropped off.
Okay.
So from those documents, why don't you tell me the proper citation for Shuttle versus Birmingham?
Okay. Traffic infractions are not crimes, blah, blah, blah. Person faced with. Okay.
Right. Traffic infractions are not crimes. That's absolutely correct. They are civil infractions for a reason.
I was reading from a different case, but the case that I'm citing from states that.
Okay. Shuttlesworth versus Birmingham happened during the 1969. And what it did is it prevented people citizens from holding parades and processions in the streets without getting a permit.
Oh, that applies. Yeah, that applies.
So, okay. So what's at issue here is your First Amendment right to free speech, the right to assemble, and the right to petition your government for redress. So this is a First Amendment case, right? Has nothing to do with driving, right? So what the Supreme Court ruled is you have a First Amendment right to these things, right? The city cannot make you get a permit for exercising your First Amendment.
Understandable.
Not right to drive,
Yep.
right? Not right
Yep.
to travel,
Right.
none of that stuff, right? Your First Amendment. You don't have a First Amendment right to drive a car. That's not how that works.
No license necessary to drive an automobile on public highways, streets. No license is necessary. The word operator should not include any person who solely
The judge is
transport
laughing.
his own property and who transport no persons or property for hire or
Where's that
compensation.
citation from?
Okay, I just appeal it, and that way I can make sure all citations are.
That's fine. I mean, the idea is I can't look up what you're telling me, right, without a
Okay.
proper citation. So you can read. I mean, for all I know, and I don't mean this, I'm using a farcical example. For
Okay.
all I know, you're quoting the municipal court in Honolulu, Hawaii, which has no
Right.
jurisdiction over Michigan.
It's
right?
understandable.
I don't know.
Okay, so I would cite Payne v. Massey, 19196 Southwest 2nd, 493, Texas, 273.
Okay. Well, and I can tell you that Texas law, a court interpreting Texas law, that decision wouldn't be controlling on a Michigan court. But that's fine. I think I understand where you're going. If you want, I don't need to consider anything else. I'm just asking you, is there anything else
Okay, well,
you want to present to me?
if you're not going to consider anything else, then we can proceed on to your ruling, of which I know you're going to find. So, and like you said, I have a right to appeal it. So
yeah, and I'm willing to listen. If you're going to quote something, I need to know what you're quoting, and I need a proper citation so I can look it up myself, right? Because otherwise, people could just run around quoting Mickey Mouse if they wanted.
Right. Okay. So
nothing against you. So the question to you is, what else do you want me to consider at this point that you haven't yet told me?
Okay, Zobel v. Williams, 457 U.S. 55.
And why are you citing that case? What is it telling me?
Because it states that, let me see the above, blah, blah, blah. To travel unencumbered and fettered on common public way or highway, which is their right to so do.
Absolutely.
That the right to travel is constitutional protected.
Yes, it is.
So it don't.
Anything else you want me to consider?
No, sir. No, sir. No.
He's out.
Okay. I have no problem telling you have the right to travel. I have no problem telling you have the constitutional right to travel. All citizens do. No doubt about that.
One question. Is there a difference between a motor vehicle and an automobile? Is there a difference?
Yes. All automobiles are motor vehicles, but not all motor vehicles are automobiles.
Okay, so is my automobile not my private personal automobile that's not being used in commerce?
I would have no idea the use of your motor vehicle, and it's not relevant to me for the purposes of deciding whether you're responsible for these civil infractions.
Okay. Well, I have nothing else for you to consider.
Well, very good. I'm letting you know the law does not make a distinction between your using the vehicle for personal reasons or you're using the vehicle for commercial reasons when your registration plate is expired and when you fail to show proof of insurance. Both of those are required.
The MCL language.
Both of those are required under Michigan law for anyone operating any motor vehicle. That's what I can tell you. So
correct.
If you're
a motor vehicle, to which I am not operating a motor vehicle, and this is what we are trying to circumvent.
Yeah,
I am operating my automobile, not a motor vehicle.
I can tell you that an automobile is considered a motor vehicle under the Michigan Motor Vehicle Code. So that's fine. Is there anything else you want me to consider?
Nope. Nope.
Very good. All right. So I've listened very carefully to the evidence. I do find that it's more likely than not that when you were required to by Officer Kellums at a traffic stop show proof that your vehicle was insured, that you failed to do so, and that it is more likely that your operator's, or not your operator's license, I'm sorry, the registration plates on the vehicle were expired. So I'm going to assess the $125 on the no proof of insurance case and the $110 on the expired plates case. What I'll do is I'll type up 2 judgments. I'll be sending them out to you. I believe we have your current address, but I'm going to confirm that the address that you want things sent to, Benton Harbor, 49022. Is that correct?
That is
Yeah, hold on, we're almost
the
done.
address. I don't know where the other address is coming from, but that is my address.
Well, I don't know what other address yours.
Okay.
Can you give me an example of when a car does not have to be registered?
Nope.
If it stays on private property like it's a farm truck.
Well, yeah,
And
okay,
it does
yeah.
not go
There,
on
there things that are
yes.
not driven on the street. Okay, so
Yes.
like,
My
I
golf
have.
cart. My golf cart doesn't need to be registered because I'm in a private community.
Right. I have a car that I'm building into a race car, right? As long as I don't drive it on the street, I don't have to have it registered. I don't have to have it plated. If I'm only driving it at the track, then that which is private property, I don't have to have it registered.
Because when I was little, I lived near a lot of farms in the Midwest, and the kids could drive the cars like to and from the house to the like the big truck.
Oh yeah, yeah. I learned how to drive,
but they didn't
yeah,
have to have
I
a
learned how to.
license, and it didn't have to be a registered car.
Yeah, I learned how to drive when I was like 12 on my aunt's farm. That's it, which is the same thing all of her kids did.
Yeah.
Right. She just put me in a car and goes, "Here's what you do."
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
they make that.
they had like a
easement
big
argument.
truck, and it had a tank on the back, and they would bring gas to the big tractor.
Yeah. Yeah. So as long as you're not on a public road, yeah, you don't have to have a vehicle registered. But if you're going to drive it on a public road, right, it has to be registered. You have to have a license. You have to have insurance. Right. It's the same in every state.
Mm-hmm.
But he thinks the Supreme Court's going to take up a case that it resulted in what, $235 in fines?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yep.
Yeah, he may as well quote Roe versus Wade.
Well, right. So he totally butchered Shuttlesworth versus Birmingham, right? None of that said that. He then quotes a case out of Texas. I'm going to guess the case out of Texas doesn't say anything what he said it's going to say. But again,
but it's in Texas.
Isn't applicable anywhere outside of Texas. He at least didn't bring up the Mississippi case with the bus, which a lot of them like to cite. Like, okay, that only applicable in Mississippi. It just, okay. So I just like the judge. I thought the judge did a great job. I thought he explained it extremely well. The fact that the guy doesn't want to listen doesn't surprise me.
No.
So, did everybody have a good time?
We did.
What's up?
Is Jim back tomorrow? Is Jim dead?
I hope so.
Dead?
I hope so. Oh wait, I guess I don't hope he's dead. I don't hope he's dead.
I didn't say I hope he's dead. I love Jim.
I do too. But I think he's going to be back tomorrow, but it kind of depends on if everything went as planned.
Yeah.
So
Plus he's
we'll see.
sick. He's whining. He's sick.
Oh yeah,
He's
he's a big baby.
sedated. Yeah,
He's a
he's
big
on
baby.
drug. Yeah, he's
Big
on
baby.
a
Yep.
big baby. Yep.
Big
He's
baby.
just trying to get out of his bicycle.
And his nephew is a brat and yada
Yep.
yada yada.
Yeah. Yep.
His grandnephew. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, the nephew went back to school and brought germs home.
Oh,
Right.
always. Of course. Of course.
So, any last words?
Night, everybody. Have a great night. Be safe. Be good to each other.
Quit telling me what to
And
do.
I'm sorry. 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 Just a suggestion.
Like a license, insurance, and plates.
Yes. Maybe. Yeah. Try it.
Just
Yeah.
a suggestion. Just a suggestion. NCR.
Remember, when a deaf person is handcuffed, you've literally stripped them of their First Amendment rights to speak.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah, let's
Touche.
go live again. Let's go live again, NCR, soon.
Will be sometime this week. I will check my
Yeah,
calendar.
let me know. Let me know.
Touche.
Yeah. I have
Any
to
la-
hurry. It's my time to get on the pole and dance.
Okay.
Okay.
Good night, everybody. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you learned something,